good morning. So I have my coffee and come on. And I have my cat. So we're gonna do a little coffee chat this morning. It is Monday morning and I get Mondays off, which sort of spurred me to think about the fact that I got to sleep in today. And for you pet owners and cat owners, you probably are wondering, how can I get around sleeping in on my weekend without having a little furry friend to wake you up in the morning? So when I was in vet school, this is when I got Indy, and she would wake me up at 4 in the morning for breakfast. And basically I said, well, no, that's not happening. I'm already sleep deprived to begin with, so she had to learn that if she woke me up at 4 in the morning, she wasn't actually going to be fed at that time. But then how do you sleep in on the weekend? The best thing I did to help with making sure that she didn't wake me up is I purchased an automatic feeder. And I started with one that was fairly cheap. I just bought it at Walmart and it worked for a little bit, and then she figured out how to break into it, so it was more of a self-feeding mechanism. It ended up breaking, and so then I did a whole bunch of research, and so this is also going to be a little bit of a review on a product that I am currently using with Indy. I went online and I did a bunch of reading, and this one has a little conveyor belt. She can reach in and she can take a couple of kibbles of the next meal, but that's pretty much it. She can't steal all the food from the feeder. She initially knocked it over, so then I put a weight on top of it so that she couldn't knock it over. But that is a way for cat owners to allow their cat to have a meal first thing in the morning at the exact same time every morning and not be bugging you for food. They might bug you for other things like attention, but at least for food they're taken care of, and you get to sleep in on the weekends. So this one is a PetSafe automatic feeder. It's battery operated. It can calculate 12 different meals, which I don't have Indy on 12 meals, but the smallest amount is 1/8 of a cup, which is nice. So she gets actually 2 feedings, because when I'm at work she can have a little snack. So first thing in the morning, she actually just sits and waits for the food about an hour before her breakfast. So that's what I wanted to talk about, and it's a really good way to prevent obesity in cats. So obesity is an epidemic in the American population and parts of Canada as well, I'm sure. And people don't understand the full complexity of that, and people's metabolisms are going to be different, and same with cats. Not all cats will become obese if they're free-fed, but most of them are. When we have an obese cat come into the clinic, it's most likely that they have food out all the time. So especially after they've been spayed or neutered, because their metabolism changes, and very similar to menopause in women, if you can think about it that way. So I usually tell owners, cats can't outrun a bad diet, and neither can we, which means that what your cat looks like for body condition, it is 80% through what they take in, so their diet, and only 20% through activity. So if you're thinking that your cat is just getting fatter because it's getting older, and they're lazy and they're sleeping all the time, cats are generally lazy and sleeping all the time anyways, but decrease in activity, and same with dogs. People always say, oh, well, this winter we didn't get out and we didn't walk as much, and well, what about all the treats at Christmas and Thanksgiving and the human food that you're giving? And so it happens in dogs as well. Pet obesity, and people will look at an athletic dog and think that that dog is skinny because they're so used to seeing fat dogs and so used to seeing fat cats. So this morning we're talking about pet obesity and this review on this product that I have for Indy, so she doesn't wake me up at 4 in the morning for her breakfast, and I'll show you right now. So this is the PetSafe feeder. It has a little stainless steel dish. It has a hopper, and you put the kibble inside, and it feeds through a little hopper with a little conveyor belt. And then on the front, you can see that it has this buttons in the front here. So it shows the next time of the feeding. So she's going to have an afternoon feeding at 3:30 this afternoon. I'm usually at work at that time, but that way she can have a little snack, and it's going to dispense 1/8 of a cup for her little snack. It has a lock, so once you do all the settings, it'll have this little lock here, and that's just so that she can't dispense the food herself, because if this wasn't locked, she could push the buttons and dispense the food. I'm sure she would figure that out fairly easily. But you set it by taking off that lock, and then you have to hold down these buttons to do it. All the instructions come with the box too, so let's see. There you go. So her first feeding is at 5:45 in the morning, 1/8 of a cup. You see the little one, and then you increase that to 2, and that's a 3:30. Sometimes if I'm going to be gone for the night, I will set another feeding at night for her dinner, but she usually gets wet food at night. And then you lock it again, and then, okay, that's the settings. And then, so then you hit these 2 buttons, and it shows that the next feeding again. And so Indy is all up here because she thinks that she'll get a little bit of kibble from that. So it's really, really convenient. Highly recommend this one. It's I bought this one off Amazon, and it's not a cheap one, but it will probably help with ensuring that your cat doesn't become obese, because there's definitely health risks with obesity, including diabetes. They can get joint disease. They get something called hepatic lipidosis. So all of that can help with making sure that your cat stays healthy. So tune in again for another coffee chat with Indy. Yeah, hi. And so we will see you again. Bye.